Hey guys, it's Scar Gaming here, and if you want to get 1 million skill points like this fresh character, I recommend clicking the referral code down below. Now on to the video. Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but I'm back. Sorry, I took a little bit of a hiatus here, but I figured I'd never finish the video series that I started off with, so here are the other faction ships that exist within the game. Here we see the ore faction, which is the mining ships that exist within the game. So if you know the lore behind ore, they're pretty much the NPC faction that likes to mine. You start off with the Venture, which is the frigate variant of the ship, but you can easily start scaling into mining barges and exhumers, which are the heavy mining variants of this faction. Now, playstyle wise, this is a very simple kind of faction to get into. The whole goal of this faction is to mine ore. Now you do have the Noctis, which is a salvaging ship. I know it says ore hauler, but this isn't true. And then you have the command ships and the industrial command ships. And these are essentially ships that will boost fleets. So if you have watched any of my other videos on why fleet mining is best, you probably would want to scale into these ships if you want to play a more supportive role. Now, there are such things as battle oracles, but for the most part, you will be mining with this faction and sort of sticking to this sort of PvE aspect of the game. Definitely not PvP friendly. Now, for the rest of this video, we will be going into more PvE, PvP based ships, and we will be starting off with Mordus Legion Command. Mordus Legion Command kind of excels at being a tackle ship. Now, if you don't know what a tackle ship is, it's basically meant to tackle, like a football player, tackle someone and kind of hold them. So the main ships for Mordus Legion are the Orthoros and the Garmer, and they're strictly bonus-wise really good at making sure an enemy cannot warp away. And that's why these are heavily used and heavily favored when you're going into PvP engagements. Now, Mordus Legion does have a battleship variant, and this is in the form of a Barghest, and the Barghest gets some interesting bonuses because it also has some great bonuses to missiles, making it a really good PvE ship. But don't sleep on this ship. If you want to use this for PvP, it is most definitely a formidable foe, given the bonuses that it gains from its overall warp scrambling capabilities. Overall, this is a really good ship to fly, and it's really good for PvP, but the downside is because it is a faction ship, it's expensive, so choose to fly this ship wisely if you do end up flying it. So the next faction we're going to be looking at is the Servant Sisters of Eve. These ships are more inclined to having bonuses to drones, as well as being cloaked up, so that's why you have the covert ops bonuses. But where it excels, it's more as a relic / data scanning ship. Obviously there are other specialized ships, and this being a faction ship is going to make it a little bit more expensive compared to the cheaper options, but their bonuses are nothing to laugh at. Now, caveat with this ship is it could also be used to hunt, as it does gain strength with its combat scanning probes. So if you are more inclined to the PvP side of things as opposed to the PvE side of things, this might be a ship to consider. But like mentioned, because it is a faction ship, it'll cost you a pretty penny. With that being said though, I think overall this is one of my favorite ships that I've never used personally, but I have seen others use it and they've used it well. It is a very effective ship, and I highly recommend skilling into this faction if you are, kind of sort of bored and want to do a little bit of exploration with some hunting on the side, you can never go wrong. Up next, we are going to be looking at arguably one of the best and worst ships simultaneously in the game, the Edencom faction ships. Now, the lore with Edencom is that they were raised to fight the Triglavian invasion and such. They use Vorton projection turrets, which are not common, and ammo is very expensive, one of the downsides to flying this ship. Now, this is arguably maybe one of the more costlier factions to try to fly, but if you like doing PvE content, and I mean like solo, this might be the ship for you. These ships shoot a different way. They shoot lightning chains, so they're kind of like an AoE attack, which is really strong at killing multiple NPCs at a time, so you can clear a lot of PvE content quickly. But like mentioned, the downside is everything is pretty much really expensive for the ship, so you have to be a certain type of player to want to fly these ships. They do look really cool, but other than that, they don't really see much use outside anywhere else, I kind of want to say. A little bit disappointing, but oh well, it is what it is when it comes to these ships. Now, we head over to the Triglavian ship faction, known as the Triglavian Collective. Now, guys, this is arguably the funnest faction ship to fly, in my personal opinion. I think these ships can do pretty much anything. You want to take it out to do some L4 missions, take a Vedmak out. You get the Vedmak, you bling it out, you get to run L missions really fast. You want a PvP, take that same ship, fit it out for PvP, and you are probably getting kills left and right. This is arguably one of the most useful ships that you can own and useful factions that you can kind of fly, which is no surprise then why the price tag for these ships ranges from somewhere along the lines of 50 million to the frigate, upwards of 650 million for the battleship, and don't even get me started on the dreadnought variant, because that will cost you an arm and a leg. Arguably, this is one of the best faction ships to fly, and I highly recommend skilling into this, as I don't think it really has too many dependents compared to the other faction ships mentioned on this list. Overall, I think Trig and Edencom are really good ships, somewhat. But yeah, anyways guys, I think this is going to be it from me for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one, whatever that video may be. I'm sorry for taking such a long break, but I really do hope that these videos are somewhat helpful to everybody and that you enjoy. See you all next time.